Do you think responsive time of the web app matters or of the mobile app matters? Some people will argue you don't have to optimize for the 10 milliseconds, 20 milliseconds of responsive time because user won't really care about that. Sometimes you just loading a page for maybe 50 milliseconds more, it won't affect the user experience. But is that true? I just want to talk about your story today. So let's just dive right in. Okay, as a writer, I usually use Grammarly. Grammarly is a web app that where you can just post your writing there, your article there. Then you just kind of highlight the vocabulary, spelling errors, and like grammar errors. So that is a quite handy tool. And I have been using this since maybe 2 3 years. I think it was 4 years ago, probably. So I've been using this for 4 years. But just recently, I found out that the loading time is become like longer. How I use it is usually when I write something, I'm a little bit unsure about my grammar, or I think there's a kind of a official formal thing. I sometimes will, if I want to, before I publish it, I usually just open the grammarly.com and copy and paste my article there to there, and see if anything wrong with that. And usually it just takes a few, very smooth. It used to be very smooth, but just until recently, it became very, very slow, and sometimes I even need to wait for 2 3 seconds before the website can properly open up. So that's kind of a very bad thing, and I don't have that kind of passion for the patience for that. I just feel, oh damn, I don't even want to use it. But before that, I didn't find out any alternative. So my only choice was to keep using that. So after like a while, I found out one solution is very good. That's it's compatible Google Docs. Google Docs used to just highlight the spelling error, which is very standard features, and that's not very useful for me because I was looking for grammar correction, grammar suggestions, and just until I think some point last year or a year, yeah, around last year or yeah, around that time, the Google Docs he added a new feature, which is they will give you grammar correction, grammar suggestion, so you can know, oh, should be plural instead of a singular, or this should be another kind of different kind of verbs, or something that you're using wrong. You should use which instead of where. That's a feature, to be honest, that Grammarly provided a very long time ago. To be fair, Grammarly they kind of focus on correcting your grammar error or spelling errors, so they are very good at that. And Google Docs, its main purpose is just for you to write the docs. It's not like correcting your grammar. But just recently, because of its increasing natural language processing power, it's able to provide all its user grammar suggestions. So now, I would say, in terms of capability, even Google Docs grammar suggestions is more accurate than Grammarly. So let's just say if they have the same capability of correcting my grammar, correcting my spelling errors. And I found out Google Docs is just super fast to open. So whenever I want to publish something, I would just use Google Docs to check my grammar. I have the one thing that is a little bit hard to use is because sometimes you open Google Docs, you need to create a new document. So that's not really convenient. And what I did was just bookmark a temporary document. So I'll always just I can directly open that document and just copy paste my article, so you can check my writing. So that's the story. The moral of the story is very simple, because Google Docs provide me like the whole experience is much more smooth. I can open the Google Docs within 200 milliseconds. So it gives me much better user experience compared to Grammarly, which takes 3 seconds to load, which is like definitely unsatisfying. Then that's the reason I switched to Google Docs. And I was even like a payment pay users of Grammarly, but now I don't use it anymore. I don't want to use it anymore. Sometimes I still use it, but I kind of switch into Google Docs very quickly because it's now I prefer Google. It's just because it provides me better, faster, more convenient experience. So that's the thing. If you think, I think Grammarly like load time maybe is 1 second, 2 seconds, and it's getting slower. And even it's 1 second versus 500 milliseconds, I will still prefer to use 500 milliseconds one, given the condition they have, they provide the same kind of features, same quality of features. So that's why wireless responsive time matters. It really matters a lot because if you can give your customer much more smooth experience, they will eventually choose you. Another example is a lot of apps, they just takes forever to load. They kind of load very fancy graphics, anything, so it takes 3 seconds to open up like app. Because of that, I will be less likely to open up the app in the future because I am impatient. I mean, a lot of people are impatient and consider like our attention span becomes so short, thanks to those social media, by the way. So the consumers now is really sensitive to latency, to kind of responsive time. If you click one button and it takes 3 seconds to kind of create an event that corresponding to your buttons, they're just not okay. You probably, maybe it was okay in the past, but it's not okay in the modern, like fast-pacing world. Especially for those Gen Z, they probably want something even faster. So that's my suggestion for entrepreneurs. Maybe it's why who for those who you are watching, they want to build something awesome. Responsive time really matters, and it matters. It's getting more and more important, in fact. So try to optimize your code. Try to make it more lean, more neat in terms of the loading stuff, and optimize your algorithms to reduce your latency, increase your like speed. So that's all I want to share with you today. As a user, as a programmer, as a data scientist. So if you would like to receive more technology products analysis or like tech trends, product analysis like this, don't forget to subscribe. Your subscription is really my best encouragement to make more videos like this. Other than that, take care and I will see you next time.